live stream, guys. Appreciate you all for being with us. Wow, what a day yesterday. Kind of cooling off a little bit after yesterday, but what a day. We just stopped shy of setting a new all-time high for Bitcoin. And a lot going on, though, in the markets, as always. A lot of big news stories. We're going to talk about some of the moves that I'm currently making right now in the markets. Some of the things I'm buying, some of the things I'm selling, some of the things I'm looking at right now as we get closer and closer to this election, which, we should expect volatility. Nobody knows exactly how this is going to play out, but I think we can probably expect some type of volatility, either to the upside or downside. You've got people saying, hey, this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? Because Bitcoin has been on the up and up here. Does it depend on who wins? I mean, do we get a big, we'll call it Trump pump, I guess, right? If Trump gets in, who knows, right? But we know this, that, crypto's here to stay. We're playing the long game. And I think you really can't worry about it too much, right? But looks like a lot of people want to get in here and talk crypto. We've got already almost 200 people live with us. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Let me know where you're coming in from. Want to hear from you guys in the comments section. Let's see who we got here as we get started to, as we get close to starting the Crypto Breakfast Club here in about 9 minutes. You guys know how we do it. We got Brian in the house. Brian's here every single morning. One of the first or second comments every single morning. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate your support. It does mean a lot. Mad Pita Peppers. What's up, man? What's going on? Spud Murphy's in the house. Good morning to you. Jeff, what's up, brother? How we doing? True Dunkle's in the house. Grand Rising. Yes, Grand Rising. Roaring Kitty, man. Yeah, is on fire on ETH. Yeah, Steven. We've talked about that, and we own some of that, actually. It's up 47%, actually. Here it is right here. This thing is going parabolic. $13 million market cap. Nice. Love to see it. Oil Morning. Oi Morning. What's up, Grid? How you doing, bro? Medman, good morning. What's going on, man? It's Summers. Good morning from the Pothole State. I know exactly where you are, bro. Me and Summers are from the same hometown. Kind of crazy. We ran into each other in our hometown, and he was like, wait a minute. We're both from the same hometown? Pretty wild, man. Good morning to you. Good morning, Zach. You got your coffee fixed? Yeah, we're working on it, man. We're trying to get caffeinated right now. We're trying to get caffeinated. The Postman, what's going on? Roar is on fire, up 633% in the last 30 days. Pretty crazy, man. Showing the chart right here. What a wild run up. Grid's coming in from Milwaukee. What's going on, man? Milwaukee's a cool town, man. I like Milwaukee. Keith is coming in from Pennsylvania. Emax in the house. Curry's coming in from Dallas, Texas. What's going on, man? Raphael, how you doing? North Carolina's in the house. Melvin's coming in from Amsterdam. Nice. My man Don Rayburn in the house, coming in from Akron, Ohio. What's up, Don? EMAC, Big Z, did you see the Toro on Solana? No. I have not. Let's check it out, though. It's got to be this one, right? Oh, my goodness. What is this thing? Almost $11 million market cap. Just launched on October 25th. I had not seen this, EMAC. Yeah, the Roar CTO is going parabolic, Franco. No doubt about it, man. Shout out to their community, man. They've been grinding. Smash the like button, Medman says. I agree. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. If you guys are over on X, repost the stream for us. Means a lot. Super grateful for all you guys. Really, man. Coming in here day after day. I see all the familiar faces. Couldn't do it without you guys. And love doing it every single day. We got the Breakfast Club rolling now. So thank you guys. Really, really do appreciate it. Good morning, Nate. First time tuning in. What's up, Keith? Welcome in, bro. Can't complain too much. It's 80 degrees today in Wisconsin. That's pretty nice. Audio is low. Can't hear you. Yeah, I got my mic turned down toward my phone right now because we're getting ready for the Breakfast Club. Here, I could turn it up here. Hold on. I could turn it up toward me. How's that? That's probably a little bit better, right? And we'll knock it back down for the Breakfast Club. That's probably a little bit better. My man's coming in from New York. Let's go Dodgers. Appreciate all you do, brother. Yeah, I don't like the Yankees, Vito. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Alexei is coming in from Maine. Good morning to you, bro. Bridgeport, Connecticut. What's up, Carlos? Gulfport, Mississippi. How you doing, Chris? What's my hometown? Youngstown, Ohio is where I grew up. So Don knows where that is, and so does Summers. All right, let's take a look at the overall market. We got about 4 or 5 minutes before we start the Breakfast Club where we get into all things crypto. So Bitcoin just stopped shy of an all-time high yesterday. We're sitting at 71,700. A little bit of a cool down period, but we're heating back up actually as we speak. Just in the last hour, starting to make another surge again. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, not much to not like about the Bitcoin chart, especially since the beginning of September. I mean, take a look at this, guys. Since the beginning of September, we'll just draw a line here from September 7th to right now, up 32% on the Bitcoin chart, going from 54,000 to 71,700. So it's essentially, it's went up $20,000. Well, no, not quite. $17,000. It's went up $17,000 here in the last 53 days, the price of Bitcoin. And again, we mentioned right at the top there, just stopped shy of an all-time high. I do think this week we could still get there. Keep in mind, I put out a thread here this morning. Take a look at some of this. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has now surpassed $30 billion in assets in record time. It is now the fastest growing ETF in history. And then I mentioned, and you're still bearish on Bitcoin and crypto? Like, what the hell are you thinking, right? 2.1 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated, guys, at 74,000. So as soon as we hit 74K, the shorts are going to get wrecked. And I can't wait to see it. That's why you don't bet against Bitcoin, right? You just don't do it. And then this was pretty interesting. The top Bitcoin holders in the world. Let me throw myself over on this side. We could see that a little bit better. There you go. Check out this. Top Bitcoin holders in the world. We've got Satoshi obviously up top, Binance, then BlackRock, then Grayscale, then MicroStrategy, the US government coming in at number 6, the Chinese government coming in at 7, then you got Fidelity, BitUNIX, Kraken, Block One, and Robinhood. Robinhood rounding out the top 12. And then US ETFs combined total is 995,000. Obviously, Binance holding a lot of that 995K. So pretty interesting when you break it down here. Pretty interesting. There was a big top story this morning. I put a video out. Visa and Coinbase partnering up for instant crypto buys with debit cards. So now Coinbase and Visa offering customers with eligible Visa debit cards the ability to instantly deposit, withdraw, and buy crypto. No longer do you have to wait for things to settle. So I thought that was some interesting news. Dogecoin's had a really good run too, huh? Dogecoin's still up today. Look at this. It's had a really nice run. Where did we top out yesterday? Got up to about 18 cents. Sitting there right around 17 right now. Up 40% in the last month. So Dogecoin's been impressive. Yeah, I know my mic is not pointed up toward me. Look, watch. This will change everything. Bang. Just like that, right? Just like that, you can hear me very well. But I'm going to point it down for the Crypto Breakfast Club. Not in my home base. I'm out in Colorado right now, so I don't have all my tools that I normally would. Brought a lot of them. What's going on with Cass? Peter wants to know. Yeah, it's not been performing well. That's for sure. It's down under 11 cents right now. 19% down in the last 7 days. Down 34% in the last month. But honestly, we were talking about how Caspa can come down to 10 cents. I'm not too concerned about this. I mean, you look at the all chart. I mean, we needed some type of pullback. This thing couldn't go up forever. So I'm not overly concerned about Caspa. You know what? When people are fearful, it's usually time to be greedy. So depending on your position and where you are, this might be a decent time to accumulate. Same thing with ADA. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Summers. We have seen that lately, which is good. Which is good. It is showtime, guys. I've got to start up our space here, so let's fire that up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are joined by the team from Paw today yet again. We had a great space with them, so super pumped to have them back here on the Crypto Breakfast Club. We've got Genu in the house. We've got Azumi. which both are partners with us right now for the long term. So love to see it. We had Catalorian in yesterday, another great project. So, man, what a day yesterday. Just stopped shy of setting a Bitcoin all-time high. That just rhymed. Just stopped shy of setting a Bitcoin all-time high yesterday. And, man, had some great movements in the market. Sui had a major surge yesterday. Dogecoin still showing strength here today. Same thing with Tron. Tron's up a little bit. We've got Maker. Chainlink making some moves too. Chainlink up 5+% today to get things rolling, up over $12. Been waiting for Link to make a move for a while now. But Caspa's down pretty significantly. I'm sure we'll get into that later. But you know what? When there's blood in the streets, it's time to eat. I think this is a good buying opportunity. I mean, we talked about it, Mar, that we could go down to 10 cents. I mean, there's two ways to look at it, right? I mean, you go and cry in the corner, or you sack up and buy the dip. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now with quite a few of these projects. I mean, you could say the same thing about Cardano right now. Like, what the hell's going on with Cardano? You know what I mean? Sitting down there at 35 cents, hasn't moved in a while. But yeah, there are some cryptos moving the opposite way. Even BitTensor Tau right now down 8%. I think that's an interesting play. Sitting there at $500 flat. I mean, keep in mind, BitTensor back in March was up at $730. Sitting there at $500 right now. That's a nice discount on Tau, which if you're heavy into the AI sector, you know that Tau's for real. Trying to bring everybody up here, having maybe some connection issues. Pause. It looks like you just keep spinning on my end. 21 pause. If you want to maybe drop, maybe get out of the space and come back in. I'm having trouble connecting you in. But in the meantime, let's go over to Zach from Subway. What's going on, bro? What's going on this morning? What are you doing?
I'm trading Trump meme coins. I got into the Trump 47. It hit like an all-time high on ETH. It hit an all-time high of like 7-8 million market cap. I fucking dumped it at the top, and I bought back in early this morning to see where it's going to go. I was in their VC, so I kind of knew a little bit of alpha what was coming. So yeah, we're back up to like 5 million market cap. I think that thing's going to run. I'm currently right now just trading Trump shit. That's it. Until the election's over, I'm going where the money is, and they're pumping these Trump tokens out like crazy. So you just got to find the right one. There's great ones, Solana, ETH. So I'm really just following that narrative right now. Dogecoin, insane. I mean, it's crazy. Up 21% in the last 7 days. It's outperforming everything. And I think people are taking their profits off of Bitcoin, going into those kind of plays. And I could see that coming completely. People are going to take their profits from Bitcoin, go into the top memes, and then it'll be alt season. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's kind of been the trend. So right now it's just political season, and you have to roll with it. You have to go where the money is, and right now that's what it is. So that's what I'm currently doing.
Zach, have you seen Roaring Kitty? Remember they came in our space and raided our space that one day?
Yeah, I remember
Roar
that.
on Ethereum. Dude, it's up 47% today. Get this. It's up 640% in the last month.
Jesus.
I have the chart up right now on the live streams because we're live on YouTube and X. Dude, it is wild. I mean, this is a community takeover project. Volumes are really picking up, 221K in volume today. I'm taking a look at that. I made a play on it actually when they came in. I think they're around 5 mil when they came in, and that was not that long ago. And they've nearly 3x'd since then. In fact, they did 3x on this candle that's working today. They're dialing back a little bit. I mean, a couple God candles back-to-back days. So shout out to that community, just in general.
I've been watching this new kind of trend. What's going on? It's a loose. It is the Vatican mascot. It was pumping on Solana, and they just launched it on ETH. It's like a 3 million market cap right now, but for some reason that is trending pretty crazy. But like the MAGA, that kind of stuff. That's why I always say take your profits, because when it does hit that peak like yesterday, it retraces. But you don't have to be a day trader, basically, like what I do. You can hold it to the moon, but typically when things go up, they come down harder. And, just watch those plays. But I'm watching that Vatican thing. I don't understand why it's going crazy, but I'm more trading the Trump stuff at the moment.
I like it. Yeah, that's a great play right now. Leading up to the election, you definitely had some pumps on MAGA, Trump, this 47 token. I mean, tons of interesting plays there leading up to the election, and you got to play narratives. I mean, you got to play narratives, and you got to have your plan in place. It's not just playing narratives and let's see what happens. Have a plan. So I mean, Zach, like, what's your plan? Are you selling at the election? Or are you waiting to after the election?
I'm probably, during the election, I'll probably take 50% of my profits and let the rest ride. Whether it goes to the moon or it crashes, I at least cashed out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not guaranteed making that my lifetime retirement. It could go both ways. So I'm really just playing it safe, honestly. I'll always have a bag in the Trump stuff. So, I think he's going to win, and that might moon. But, I like to just play cautiously with this kind of stuff. Because right after that, it's going to flip. The narrative's going to be not Trump anymore, really. It might last maybe a week or so, but it's going to die out. And I think you're going to go back to meme stuff, honestly. That's what I think. Because, if he does win, it's going to fucking just moon, and then it's going to crash faster than it moons. So I'm just taking at least 50% out.
And keep in mind, too, guys, right after the election, we have a Fed meeting, and they could be cutting interest rates by 25 basis points. At least that's kind of the median projection right now. Obviously, that adds more liquidity into the market. So we've got some really, really key couple weeks here with the election and then the Fed rate decision. I mean, things are going to get extremely volatile here. So just be ready, be prepared, have a plan, and, take advantage of it. Paid, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. What's happening, bro?
GM, I'm cooking, having breakfast on the Breakfast Club in Morocco. That's all I got, man. That's it. That's life for me, That's what I get. That's what you guys get for today. Page daily update. I'm cooking. All right, I'm cooking. It started raining when I was walking outside, and then it stopped. And I thought I could see a rainbow, no rainbow. I'm kind of pissed. I'm like, what the fuck? The sun's out. There's no rainbow. So I'm having a day. But and those are my biggest complaints in life. Life is going pretty good. Markets are going pretty good. Bitcoin kind of I don't want to say sideways because it's pumped, but 72,000 looks pretty good to me. I know it looks bad to Mar though. Mar's gonna cry about it a little bit, but it looks pretty good to me.
I like it, bro. Yeah. Holding in there, hanging in there pretty nice. The Bitcoin price for sure. We had a top news story that I thought was pretty interesting. Visa and Coinbase partner for instant crypto buys with debit cards. So customers now have the ability to instantly deposit, withdraw, and buy crypto. I thought that was an interesting story. There's always some things happening, in the space. There definitely are some other stories that we can get to throughout the show, but that one really stood out to me. And then, I just saw a new, fresh list of the top 10 Bitcoin holders in the world. Put it on a thread that I have right on my page there. You can check it out. Obviously, Satoshi Nakamoto up top. Then you got Binance. Then BlackRock. BlackRock is making a dent, though. They're coming in hot. Number 4 is Grayscale. Number 5 is MicroStrategy. Number 6 is the U.S. government. 7 is the Chinese government. 8 is Fidelity. 9 is BITUNIX. 10 is Kraken. 11 is Block One. And number 12 is Robinhood. And so that's your top 12 list right now. Top Bitcoin holders in the world. These ETFs, man, they have been heating up, guys. I mean, it is insane, some of the numbers that we have seen. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF surpassed $30 billion in assets in record time. It is by far the fastest growing ETF in history. And people are still bearish on Bitcoin and crypto. I mean, what's going on here? Keep in mind, too, when Bitcoin hits 74,000, we've got 2.1 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts that will be drained, liquidated, wrecked at 74,000. So hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. Can't wait to see it. Moral of the story.
Zach, also, did you see the fear and greed index? We just officially crossed into greed, and I don't feel greedy as right now. It doesn't feel greedy or not nowhere close to euphoric, but we're at 62 on a scale of about 100, and it doesn't feel like we're in greed at all.
Well, what's interesting, Paige, that's an interesting point. When we were at this price level back in March, because we were basically right here when we set all-time highs back in March, we were in the extreme greed zone. We were already sitting up there at like 89 or 90 at this price point back in March. Now we're at this price point in late October, and we're at 67. So that's a good indication. So yeah, the yearly high was set back on March 11th for extreme greed at 92. So the yearly low, get this is kind of wild. The yearly low, we hit peak fear this year just back in September, last month, September 6th. So, I mean, things can flip and change on a dime. That's what we know about crypto for sure. But Larry, I know always coming through with some alpha, brother. What do you got for us this morning, man?
Well, first I want to say thank you for announcing me as your third host, surrogate host or analyst or whatever. I appreciate making that official Crypto Breakfast Club.
100%, man. You're a mainstay on the show. You're always coming in with great alpha, so it only made sense, man. And can't wait to kind of obviously, help each other out. I know you've got such a big network, and you're going to be bringing in some more high-profile guests and getting us some more utility tokens and cryptos to talk about here on the Breakfast Club. So, hell yeah, man. It only made sense. So,
got some good macros from both policy side and also on economic impact versus some of you're discussing. One thing is this coming week, I've already been talking to you about it, and Zach, we'll have one of the founders from Litecoin Foundation, Litecoin Lab here, with a couple other big POW miners that you may or may not know. So big things coming there. Also, we got some, I wanted you to, I didn't know if you saw that I reposted something that someone said, but, China's going to introduce a $1.4 trillion, not yuan, stimulus package with rate reductions on prime real estate and lending. And they're going to have an incentive program for first-time home buyers, et cetera, to re-stimulate the markets. And they're going to allow more free trade zones when it comes to DeFi. It's going to become affirmed after the Spring Festival holiday, the 2-month-long Chinese holiday from the winter until February. So February, it's going to cook no matter what, because all of that stimulus is going to happen. And based on that macro alone, the Fed meeting after the election, the rate reductions will have to happen, because if not, they're going to get left behind in the narrative. So for sure.
Love it, bro.
So there's that. And then I don't know if you noticed, but Caspa got sold down a little bit, but I think it's going to bounce back. And there will be some more big news coming from me about Ethereum here shortly. But Tasco did put some extra context for things that Vitalik had said, but there are some things that are going to be happening on Ethereum that are going to kind of change. You'll hear about those probably Friday to Monday time. I'll drop some extra alpha on that, but it's a bullish time to hold some of the more your foundationals or stables, because I think this is the first time in a long time we may see stables outpace the dollar actually on a day-to-day, and it has been outpacing the dollar on foreign trade indexes. So I don't know if you noticed that or not, but like USDT and other stables have had a 0.1 to 0.5 premium over the dollar, especially in the GCC. Pay attention to that, because it's going to continue. as much the U.S. the government's buying as much Bitcoin as possible, kind of under leverage or over leverage that. And then, like I said, when Bitcoin becomes totally deep prohibition in China, you're going to see all of the extra stores of Bitcoin. So that top 12 list, or that top list, Zach, you have, is accurate, but not totally accurate, because China's holding back, hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin that have yet to be put to exposure. Another really bullish thing, a good thing that's happened, is China has applied external political pressure on North Korea from sending troops and being a third-party participant in Ukraine and Russian war. So that's been very positive and reflective on macros on the market, and they're going to continue to apply pressure. So that's really welcomed right now as far as the long-term perspectives on both fractionals, stables, and Bitcoin as a whole. But that Litecoin ETF, I'm just going to give you guys some alpha right now. A whole ecosystem besides that ETF is coming out. Remember that the ETF for Litecoin is further along than Solana's or many of the other foundational tokens. So we'll have one of the main guys in a crypto breakfast club this week sometime. So stay tuned for that. So excited, man.
Love it, man. And you guys know, if you guys want to, get this alpha all the time, hop into our Telegram. We just pinned it up there. Zach just did, so that's clutch. Hop into that TG. It's totally free to join, guys. Hop in there. We keep the conversations rolling, even when we're not here live on the actual space. But I want to introduce 21 Paws from PawChain. Bring him up to the stage. Man, we had a great conversation, great breakdown not too long ago about Paw and what you guys are cooking up. So, man, I want to get your thoughts on the overall market and, of course, what you guys got brewing here. Glad to have you back with us on the Breakfast Club, man.
There we go. Good morning, bro. I was having some technical difficulties earlier, man. Spaces have been a headache this week and this past week. So I tend to lose audio for speakers after I speak. So if you see me have to drop and refresh real quick and come back up, that's all that is real quick. But thanks so much for having us again, man. You're absolutely right. We had a great space last time. Definitely excited to be here. As everyone knows, I'll give a quick rundown real quick. We are PawChain, a blockchain solutions company. So we offer projects, smaller projects, bigger projects, the ability to build in a multi-chain environment, cheaper, safer, faster. If you have a token, you can deploy one liquidity pool and be accessible across currently Base, Arbitrum, Ethereum, Polygon, BNB, the native PawChain, AVAX, Optimism, and the newly added CeeLo. We're going to give you, I think, 5 more EVMs by the end of the year. Currently working on a Solana and Tron connection. Don't have a date or anything like that for it, but it is being worked on. It is in a process. So just keep your ears open, keep your eyes peeled. But we are definitely trying to give projects a way to build out, focus on the building again. Web3 came out, power was supposed to put the power back in the hands of the people, and we kind of let that fall asleep a little bit. So we didn't want to reinvent the wheel and create solutions for new problems. We wanted to solve the problems that currently exist in our space now, fragmented liquidity, projects having to rely on VCs, giving up their freedom, things like that. We want to empower the users and the builders. So that's the 2 avenues that we pursued. And gave projects the ability to go multi-chain, and that technology, of course, rolled downhill and is benefiting the users as well. They have a gas-free wallet that they can navigate this multi-chain environment in. Wake up at 3 a.m, sit down, do your Degen play. Fastest blockchain on the face of the earth currently, 0.004 seconds. So I think Solana gave you 50,000 transactions per second when it hit the floor. We hit the floor running at 80,000. So we are definitely infinitely scalable. So wake up at 3 a.m, do your Degen plays, regardless of chain. See it in your wallet, gas-free, record fast time, go back to bed, boom, multi-chain experience. We have an external swap. You can pull up with any of your layer 1 wallets, MetaMask, Trust Wallet. You don't even have to enter our eco to take advantage of the technology. Pull up to the external swap, do swaps, do cross-chain swaps, fastest record time, go back to bed. Like I said, regardless of chain. Compartmentalization of blockchains is a thing of the past. Deploying on one chain is, I'm not going to say prehistoric, I'm going to say it's primitive. It is a primitive act now. You can actually deploy tokens, NFTs, and have holders on all chains, but do the work on one. So the technology is definitely there, and we're definitely bullish on it and hope that more try to implement it. We've integrated everything from meme tokens to BITUNIX protocol, Etherland, RWA, assets, a real estate company. We can integrate just about anything, man. So we love the memes, but we also do integrations and work with other chains and stuff like that. So we do a little bit of everything, and we are proud to say we can connect with each and every project in this space. We have a solution for and a way to build with, so something to be very proud of. It's a new way to approach the space, and I'm definitely humbled and honored to be a part of it.
Love it, man. Yeah, you guys partnered up with Official Hash AI. I know Larry could probably speak to that. Yeah. So I definitely saw that kind of play out pretty much after our space. I don't know if you guys want to hit on that, if you, Larry, wanted to, or 21. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it was a, I reached out. Some credit has to be given to Mar, and also BITUNIX. But
definitely Mars, man.
I talked to Parth, which Parth is already a friend of mine, outside of even before he started on BITUNIX, and then we chopped it up, and then I talked to Steve, which I also knew from like 2 cycles ago, actually, which is one of their founders at PawChain. So it's amazing how small the world is. And then me and Steve really talked about it, and then it was a simple and organic partnership after that, since we're so deep in heavy. We have 1,000 GPUs that we lease to like Zignali and to like IONET. And we thought we could be a great infrastructure accelerator for PawChain, and PawChain could be a great technology and SaaS accelerator for Hash AI. So, we're expanding exponentially, and with a partner, not even just a partner, but just a peer and a cohort in the space that has such a powerful tool. I mean, that's, a lot of people talk about being chain and layer agnostic, right? But they don't even have an MVP, right? But again, PawChain, fast, right? That's the other thing. I had spoke about it on the space before. I had checked it out. And then shortly after that, Zach, after the space, I had made up in my mind, because I'd been playing around with their utilities, and Steve had shown me and gave me a little bit more access. And I was sold after that, right? A couple AMAs later, spaces later, and we're cooking with Crisco. I even did a video that I usually don't do, like a point-to-point hashing it out video, but I did it because I was so excited, and we look forward to. And, it's interconnected. So a lot of the other projects that we have in league with ourselves will be coming on to Crypto Breakfast Club, and we'll be cross-pollinating networks and just bring more quality content here on the platform as well, because that's what's great about this platform. People, they're about their money, but they're also about good projects that have real utility or real use case, or it's just fun, right? We can tell by our memes, even that we have that come on here, are real, right? So, and little known fact is PawChain started off as a meme, right? And it evolved into this monster that we have now. So just a little known fact that PawChain was originally a meme, and here we are. But again, I got to give some credit to Mar too, for sparking my, and it's not just this, we also have Max Capital and Max Chain. And they'll be on. We're going to have a utility space, because, we still got to give credit to utilities, because during the bear, that's what kept the market alive for all of the memes to pump. And if we can get 10% of the memes volume, everyone will eat. So with a bull, let's hope for that,
That's good stuff. Yeah, guys, the official PawChain X account is in the space. So definitely go down there. Just scroll down. You'll find them. They've got the gold ticker there. Make sure you show them some love. Give them a follow. Hop into their TG. It's great to have you guys back, and we'll come back around and hit on some other stuff as we roll in the space. I want to bring a few people up. 21, do you have something there? I saw you unmute.
Oh yeah. I was gonna share a tweet up top of the jumbotron, if that's okay. But I wanted to also touch on. Larry made a great point. We started off as a meme, man, as a decentralized swap project. We wanted to be a cross-chain swap. So the chain that we originally were going to go with just didn't have the capabilities to be able to do what we needed, and there wasn't another chain in the space that did. So we actually just built one from the ground up, all custom, all everything. So when you hear people talk about building, building. It is possible, and I just want to reiterate that. Whenever you're out there looking for projects and people who are saying, nothing wrong against the word soon, but we want to make the word soon great again, because we actually want to deliver. So make sure you find projects who are building, because it is possible. It definitely is possible.
Love it, bro. Yeah, guys, if you haven't shared the space too, definitely do that. I see a number 36 down there in the comments. I want that to be 100 here really, really soon. We're about a half hour in already, rolling right along here. So drop your comments down there, whatever it is crypto related. That helps boost the algorithm a little bit. And if you're watching live on X, if you guys could share the stream out for us. We got hundreds of people watching on X and a bunch of people watching on YouTube as well, listening in. And getting a lot of great feedback from everybody listening in on YouTube, man. It's really cool, man. Just showing up every single day. Zach Paid, appreciate you guys, and Larry, and Mar, and Brian, and all you guys, Matt. This is what it's all about, We really are doing something, and we're doing it together, man. It's not all one person. Mar helps facilitate a conversation between Larry and 21 and Paul, and we've got the platform every single day, and it's not a one-man show, and this is how I think our industry really needs to be. This is what it's about, So I'm excited about where we're going and where we're taking this thing, and just thanks to everybody. Whether you're a listener or just coming in here every single day, it means a lot. So appreciate that. Mar, what's up, man? Good morning to you, bro.
Good morning, Zach. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. I see the Paw team here. Awesome. Yeah, man, just a few things, Zach. Yeah, I might fuck Kaspa, but trust me, when Kaspa gets around 10 cents, I'm buying more Kaspa, which I did. And you want to know why? And I'll make this simple. I'm not too much of a tech guy. I let my friends let me know how the tech is, if it's good. Like, they did the research for PawChain and back in the days for Kaspa and all that. And I trust the people I'm surrounded with, because remember, we say your network is your net worth. But you got these chains, and correct me if I'm wrong with like Sui and all the other top chains that all of a sudden they're up there at a $5 billion, $6 billion market cap. Basically, remember these chains climbed up fast because of VCs, and we all saw that it was a double-edged sword for Solana, because I believe probably Solana dumped, who knows, because of VCs back in the days. It went down to like $8, $9, but it was able to hold at least at that price because of VCs holding too. But I don't like getting into projects with VCs, and I've had a few people tell me, but there could be big holders of the team also in these projects instead of VCs. But I tend to think, and I could be wrong, that team holders, people that are in the team building, they know what they're building. I believe they're more engaged with the project, and they believe more in the project, and they tend to hold longer, than I truly believe a VC. I mean, VCs could hold, but I just don't fucking trust them, especially in crypto. And that's why, other than the tech on Paw, I also invested on PawChain because there's no VCs. And that is why I'm so bullish with Kaspa too. There's no VCs, and that it's special, man. It's special to see Kaspa in the billions without VCs, And, you got Tau, you got Sui, which I'm pretty sure, like, look, there was a layer 0 dropped, I think like 6-7 months ago, Venom. That shit hit like a 1.2 billion because of all the VCs. Now it's down, but I try to stay away from that. That's why I hated fucking stocks, and I never got into the stock market. That's the reason I got into crypto. I wanted to get in early, So that is why, right now, maybe Kaspa or any other chains are under these, these other chains because they got the VCs. But I think on the long term, I think it will pay off. I think it will pay off better. Without having VCs in there. It's just my opinion. I truly believe, Solana is up there because of VCs, but, it's a double-edged sword. it could probably be higher, you know, if they didn't have VCs, who knows? But hey, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't have any VCs. I know that Ethereum did they did a pre-sale, but I don't think they had any VCs. But that's just my thing. And when you do your homework, you know, on these projects, always ask, you know, is there any VCs? How long are those tokens are locked? You know, I wasn't too thrilled a few days ago where one of my projects announced they were getting venture capital, you know, and why? Why 3 years after? You've been through the whole bear market. Your fucking marketplace is built already, but it is what it is, and that's why I'm bullish. And I'd rather, you know, take that slow ride up, you know, without VCs than just a big pump. And again, if there's VCs, you're not getting in early. You know, you got to buy these blockchains at $1 billion market cap. You know, and I think the you know, the risk, but with the big reward, is getting into these blockchains without VCs, getting in early. You know, a lot of people want to get in early, but they don't want to take a chance or the risk, you know. But yeah, man. Other than that, I've been actually I'm starting to look a little bit at metaverse plays. There's one that I've been following a lot, you know, lately. I'll say it later on the show. They've been around throughout the whole bear market. The chart looks like shit, but you know, it's the metaverse through the bear market. You expect, you know, the charts to look bad. But other than that, man, you know, hey, listen, a few years from now, I might sound crazy now, but a few years from now, we will realize that Bitcoin is our enemy. It's evil, you know, and it's controlling the whole damn market. Thank you, Bitcoin. You did your thing. Now it's time to let the space grow. And you know, I'm been emotional about this because I got into arguments, into big fights with fucking these maxis the last few days, and they're just fucking communists. All they want is Bitcoin. And I told them, listen, we're here because of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is also here because of the space. You know, imagine just Bitcoin. Imagine just having Bitcoin. You know, they're like, oh, it'll be a better world. I'm like, fuck off. But anyways, other than that, the question I have for Paid, which what is going on with Cardano, and they're going to be a layer 2 Bitcoin, and they're getting on their knees to suck Bitcoin's dick? I mean, what's going on here? That Cardano is going to turn into a layer 2 for Bitcoin? I mean, this is true, or this is FUD? I mean, what's going on?
Paid has no comment, man. He's just eating his breakfast. No comment.
No, I expected that from him. I expected that. Like, it's an embarrassment.
Mar, it's happening though. That they're gonna they're trying to leverage against Bitcoins on their layer 2 for their new infrastructure, and that's how they're trying to advance their new payment products into TradFi. Trying to cut into XRP's piece of the pie by going through the policy, because you know Bitcoin's policy compliant compared to Cardano itself. You know, that's a whole other can of worms. You know, we support Cardano, but they are trying to use Bitcoin as their leverage play into providing TradFi, and I mean it's good because it's just another choice, you know, in the space. So you know, there's going to be more than just Revolut or XRP or, you know, Zignali. There's going to be a lot of different payment pathways. Look for that on PawChain, actually, you know, because that's only a matter of time that an on-ramp and off-ramp is coming off PawChain, because it's, you know, it's agnostic, you know, it's interoperable. So maybe I spoke a little bit too much, but, you know, again, me and Steve have been talking about a lot of things on Paw, but I'm bullish on that part. So you got choices, you know. That's what I'm saying, Mar. But Mar, you're partly right, though. I mean, the market, you know, it's always like what people say, that it takes Bitcoin, you know, to tumble a little bit so that Ethereum and the rest of the foundationals can have an actual start. You know, they always say that when Tether is being inspected again and Bitcoin's down a little bit, then that's when the market starts. But this is a totally different environment this time, I think.
Well,
but you're right in some ways, though.
Speaking of that, Larry, Ethereum's making a move right now as we speak,
Yeah,
guys.
It's pumping,
ETH,
bro.
ETH just crossed over 2,700. It's outpacing Bitcoin today. Bitcoin's up 0.82% right now. Ethereum 3.43. I don't. It's been a little while since we've seen $2,700 Ethereum.
Don't. I'm gonna be wild on this take, Zach, but I'm not gonna be surprised if we see 28 to $3,000. The reason why is Vitalik finally admitted, and there are a couple different utility layers that are coming out to kind of make Ethereum compatible, and also it's going to make it competitive against its peers now, because there has to be some balancing. You can't have Solana take have a week of 60% of the flexible liquidity in the market. That can't happen again.
Yeah, we haven't seen 3K Ethereum since August.
Yeah, it's but if you look at the timing, the ebb and flow, we haven't had 70K plus Bitcoin either, in some time, So, if you look at the correlation, and I don't know, do you have a commodities chart in front of you, Zach? What is the price of gold today and silver today? The silver's pumping too.
Yeah, I know gold. I know gold set an all-time high yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see here. Gold price today is $2,788.20.
1 ounce. Yeah.
And one thing I do want to say, Larry, I want a utility that a 5-year-old could notice it. You understand what I'm saying? Because
for sure,
yeah, there's great blockchains out there, but a 5-year-old could notice that pause utility, just like I noticed Ethereum's utility back in the days. Oh shit, they got smart contracts. Bitcoin doesn't have this thing. Even Bitcoin, man, it was boring until ordinals and all this shit came out. And people were like, oh my God, we could finally build something on Bitcoin. Even though I think there's a few guys saying that's bullshit. That nothing is getting built on Bitcoin. It's just a fantasy thing.
Speaking of that, we're talking about another token choice besides Bitcoin. Litecoin price has pumped, but Bell's coin, also in that ecosystem, has shot up to over $1 today, up 14%. By the way, Zach. So Bell's token,
nice,
from Litecoin ecosystem, is up. So yeah, proof of works and gold are have had a historical correlation in the ebb and flow, and that's why I asked you, Zach, about gold and silver. Silver's also up. So when silver's up, that means the market's really pumping, because the physical supply that's on the surface already exceeds. It's just like a lot of the Ethereum. The supply is not as it's not as scarce as Bitcoin, but when the price of Ethereum is up, it's giving an indicator that all of DeFi is fairly healthy right now. So getting up to 28, I think I hope, we've been fooled a whole bunch of times this cycle, but where we hit 27 a few times and got dumped back to 23. September was brutal, but this time it's kind of a slow, gradual pull, and metal markets are up in conjunction with Bitcoin at the same time. So I think the conditions are fairly, and then we have, again, if there's room enough for Litecoin and Bell's coin to move up while Solana's still eating up lots of the flexible liquidity, you know what that means? That means the retail market has really opened up, because these ebb and flows are not coming from the overexposed LP right now in the space. We have a lot of retail and new retail coming into the space, so that's pretty encouraging.
That's good stuff. I want to hear from Genu. Genu's been waiting for a while. Genu, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. Genu, what's up? Genu, going once, twice.
He's a listener. I mean, at least from my end, I see him as a listener.
Oh, really? Then we're getting some weird shit happening, because on my end, he's a speaker with a hand up. All right, let's.
Sorry, were you guys talking to me?
Yeah, there he is. What's up, bro?
Okay. Sorry, buddy, man. Yeah, I've been on the road. I actually just pulled into my driveway. I think when I hopped out of my truck, it messed my shit up. Yeah, good morning, guys. Sorry too. I don't want to detract from the current conversation. I just had a real quick comment, actually, / public service announcement regarding the Visa Coinbase partnership for instant deposits. It's something I stumbled across a while ago, sort of accidentally. But if you buy ETH or whatever on Coinbase and you switch the payment method to Apple Pay, it's instant. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but yeah, you can right now go to Coinbase, and if you have Apple Pay set up, you can buy $1,000 worth of ETH with Apple Pay. I think it's a $7,500 a day limit, and it's instant. You can then send it to your CB wallet and trade with it. Again, it's something I accidentally stumbled across, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of. But because even guys in our TG are like, man, I want to buy some, but I got to wait 3 days or whatever. I'm like, just fucking use Apple Pay if you have it. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. I mean, at least for me, that's how it is, and I know I'm special, but I don't think Coinbase is giving me special privileges.
No, that's good shit, bro. I didn't know that. That's good shit. Crypto Wolf, what's up, man?
Hey guys, yeah, I wanted to give some credit still to PawChain, like Brian. He has a very clean pitch all the time. I see him everywhere grinding. Same for you guys, like you do every day, and I really respect that kind. You know how it feels, so you know definitely how it feels when you wake up, when you did this grinding all day long. So just keep it going. We're just getting started. And I do want to mention you something, because you know that I came here on the space actually telling you guys that I quit my job, and I was looking around and I'm doing spaces relentless all the time. And Klaus Fish, Crazy Fish, they sent me a DM after they heard me speaking on a space if I could be the voice of Klaus in their video messages and doing AMAs with them on spaces. So I actually today had my first officially gig to be the ambassador of Klaus. So I'm very happy to share this news with you guys, because you can see if you focus on something, you're manifesting, and then things will just happen. So I'm very happy with this, man. So, and I know, Zach, I gave you all the credits because I told you so, right? I told you, you are the man.
Hell yeah, bro. Congrats on that, man. Love to hear it, man. That's awesome. And shout out to you, man, for taking a leap of faith and doing this thing full time, man. It's not an easy decision, but now there's only one thing left to do now. It's just make it work, right? Make it happen. So that's awesome, bro. And appreciate you coming in all the time too, into the space and joining the Breakfast Club. Been seeing you a lot in here lately, so appreciate you, bro. Go ahead, 21.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I forgot. I was listening to everybody else. I was going to touch on, but it was a point that Mara made. It was the user friendliness. You know, these new people coming in, the ETFs, all that's a spinoff of interoperability. You know, just in a different way. We talk about it a lot between blockchains being interoperable, but you know, all these stars that are aligning are making things interoperable for crypto as a whole. You know, like and then also too the Apple Pay thing. If you have a Robinhood card, you slap that bad boy in your Apple Pay, you can go straight from your Apple Pay to your Robinhood card and buy ETH and send to your DeFi wallet as well. It's another little hack. You can actually send Bitcoin from your Cash App as well. Send it over there to your Robinhood or any CEX and swap that bad boy for ETH and go to your DeFi wallet. There's a few onboard little hacks you just got to play with. But yeah, definitely the interoperability. I feel like it's more than just blockchains. You know, it's the interoperability. Whenever debit cards came out in the 80s, it would have been insane if people, I mean, they were already kind of crazy and sus to people. They were standoffish, but it would have been crazy if people would have said, okay, well, there's 3 different networks involved in this debit card, and it's got to go through 4 different banks to make the payment, you know, things like that. So once we smooth out interoperability and let our assets flow freely, you know, from chain to chain, and everybody starts to work together, I think that'll create a lot smoother landing space for this mass adoption and want to come in and let their money flow freely across blockchain in general, regardless of chain. So I think the interoperability factor, I think that includes the ETFs. People's getting bullish, people in general getting bullish. The retail doors kind of opening up a little bit more, being more acceptable and receptive of blockchain and crypto payments as well. I think all those kind of align. So I think that's all interoperable into the mass adoption goal. I thought that was a great point. Just want to chime in on.
Hell yeah, good stuff. I see Matt down there. Matt, what's good, man? Good morning to you, bro.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I don't have too much. I mean, I thought right away when I heard other Zach start talking this morning, I'm like, what's going on here? Is he got cameras set up in my cabin? Because he's doing like the exact same thing I'm doing. I'm trying to cash in on this Trump craze. And, whoever wins the election, not that it's a talking point, but I mean, it's bullish to me either way. It's just like, is one going to be more bullish than the other? And I'm pretty sure the Trump side is more bullish than the Harris side because, he's openly stated that he's like crypto friendly. Obviously, he's been at the Bitcoin conference and everything like this. But the Trump meme coins, they're volatile. They look crazy. I mean, they're going up, way down. It looks like a bad entry, but I don't even think the craze has even started yet. I think this is just the people that got in to position themselves to take advantage of everything. I won't talk about the central bank bots, but it's probably not a bad idea to look at some of the lower market cap ones because, they're just, the craze hasn't started yet. And I think there is going to be a lot of normies getting in on it. I saw a post from Alex Becker this morning, or maybe it was last night. He said, the normies that are going to be coming in, they don't want utility meme coins. They don't want this. They don't want that. They might get discouraged by a simple, easy meme coin that's just a meme coin. And I'm going way off script. But for once, I disagree with Alex Becker. I think the normies are going to come in and they're going to look for the simplest meme coin possible. They're going to look for an easy narrative. And here's why. You start talking about utilities and what this coin can do for you, you turn normies off instantly. It is an instant downer for them because they don't understand crypto to begin with. Now you're going to start talking to them about programming coins. No way. Ain't going to happen. You got a nice, simple meme coin like MAGA, Trump, 47 president, what have you, any Shiba Inu, Klaus, Izumi, something simple, Genu. You got these simple, easy meme coins that are just meme coins, and I believe that's where the normies are going to come in and go to. So I think we're on the right track. I'm going to mute, but that's all I have to say for this morning so far.
Good stuff, brother. Appreciate you, man. As always.
No, you have an excellent hippie bot to follow this Trump stuff. I mean, come on. This is where you make money. So definitely, I do have cameras set up in your house, Matt. So I'm watching you and I'm sandwiching you every time you swap. Thank you.
Bro, this Bitcoin on base chart. Have you seen this thing, Zach?
Oh, yeah. How has it been since yesterday, since we talked?
I took profits at 75 cents. It's at 79 cents right now. Thing just wants to go.
Oh, geez. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I mean. The plays are here. The money's going to start coming back into the smaller, market cap gems. It's just right now it's Bitcoin's time. Bitcoin and political stuff. So you can make money in the space as long as you follow the narrative. Even if you don't want to, even if you don't want to vote for Trump, you can make money off of him. Why not? He makes money off of all of us. So I just return the favor.
Zach,
yeah.
I have a question. How did it feel when you bought Bitcoin at $1 and you cheated it?
Oh, I fucking loved it. I bought pizza. I bought some coffee. It felt great, Mark. It's better than buying cash when it's down 18%.
And to the other Zach, God, you guys fucking confused me. Look at the news. Look at the news that came out yesterday. I don't know if you saw this. The news of Elon and X, wanting to compete against YouTube.
100%, bro. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this damn space every single day, because I ain't betting against Elon, that's for sure. I'm not going to get rid of YouTube or anything like that, but man, you gotta bet on him. I mean, yeah, I think he's gonna do the damn thing, and I think the model that YouTube has set up, with advertisers, it's good and it's cool. But I think a model where creators get tipped by the people, you know what I mean? It's something I think Elon's working on, which is really fascinating. And then I think there's going to be a crypto element to all of that. So yeah, man. I think he's got a few things up his sleeve for sure. Mutasco coming in. Wow, he's coming in not with 10 minutes left to go into space, but he's coming in with a lot of time left.
That's good. I'm going grocery shopping. I'll be back. Just kidding.
I want to hear from Mutasco. What do you got, man? Dun, dun, dun.
He's plotting. He's never leaving crypto, everyone. Mutasco's, you can't get him out, no matter what you say.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he dropped down.
Hey, Zach, real quick. Did you? I was in the space yesterday of Dione, which they partner up with PawChain, which I really do think that Dione needs more PawChain than PawChain needs Dione. But anyways, yeah, man, they're coming out with a. But I gotta give them credit. They're coming out with a DEX, which Caspar doesn't have yet. Here I am floating Caspar again, and I bought Caspar yesterday. But it's incredible, man. But the crazy thing what's the crazy thing about Dione is that they're going to have a stable coin, bro. They're going to have a stable coin. That's pretty impressive on that side, at least with the diamond swap, I think. So that's pretty cool. And that's an awesome partnership. So I told PawChain at the end, man, it's like we got to, get all these highways together. We can't be like, how Cardano is, fuck this people, or not Cardano, I'm sorry, Solana, it's always with a war, and all these blockchains, that's why I love IVAX. You go to IVAX Spaces, Avalanche, and they're talking about great projects and great stuff that other chains are doing. And I think that's just good energy, all around. And that's awesome that they got a partnership with Dione. Dione is great, man. But again, I go back to I want utility that a 5-year-old can understand what's special about this chain. And I think that's what makes PawChain and multi-chain and all that something like a game changer, just like I saw Ethereum,
100%, bro. Do we got Mutasco up here? What happened? He's having connection issues. Larry, what do you got, bro?
Oh, just talking about the lowered barrier of entry. It's really happening now. But I didn't know if you guys saw the FUD on Mr. Beast.
I just saw that this morning. Yeah,
23 million in internal trading. And I had mentioned this a long time ago, that him and another certain YouTuber from something called Phase was under investigation. I had said that before. I didn't name Mr. Beast out because I know it's pretty controversial, but I still think that he's trying to do like philanthropical work. He does try to help a lot of people, so I didn't name him out. But the Phase, when there's a guy named Phase Rug, I don't want to take anything away from Phase team, but there's them, and there's a couple other really big, slice of life influencers that are under the scrutiny, and they're separated by 3 degrees. So
yeah, the news.
Expect to see some more.
The news that came out like an hour ago, guys. Cointelegraph, I think, was one of the first to report it. Mr. Beast investigated for ties to 50-plus crypto wallets linked to potential insider trading, netting over $23 million in total profits. I didn't realize he was that active in crypto, to be honest. I mean, I guess he was.
You wouldn't think that the Phase team and Aiden Ross is too, but like Aiden Ross isn't even allowed to because he had that, debacle before he got on Kick. And Kick had an agreement that said, hey, you can't do any more DeFi endorsement deals at all, because he makes millions from just doing Kick, right, and has his stable of other influencers, right? But still, it's happening in some of the phase guys, and when you promise projects that they should be, they'll get some endorsement, and from the get-go that you can't, that constitutes fraud, or you're getting a favor for something that never materializes. It's also fraud. So I had mentioned that before on your show, on this show, which is, again, it's coming to the light, and it's not popular like the list I had out, but man, it's, we got to take the fades. We're exit liquidity when we take that fade for like what Mara's talking about, what Matasco and myself talk about all the time. And this, I have a question actually for Zach. So wait, is there a Kamala token or Kamala token? Is there one?
I think there's a Harris one, but they're not like, they hit like, the problem with these ones too, because no one has faith in her. They hit like 5K and then they rug, and most of it's on Solana. So I have looked at it. I've been looking to see if there was like a Trump versus Harris one. Yeah, there's some, but they don't go anywhere.
Is there a Let's Go Brandon one?
There must be.
Bro, there was one, you guys will probably know it, a lot of you. There was one, Geo Bowden. It was like the thing off Joe Biden. Geo Bowden at one time. So now it's down, looking at it now it's like gone. It's down to 3.76 mil. But dude, at one time, this thing was, it might have hit $1 billion. It was right at $1 billion back in April. Crazy.
Can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
No, when I come up, I can't hear people, so I have to get back down. I'm better off in the listener section. I don't know what's going on. But there's also another thing. If you go back to your messages, Zach, before you started this breakfast show, you remember it's dated and stamped. When you said you were thinking about starting something, whatever, I told you, I said, man, I can't wait. But the timing, it's like literally my time is like right on that spot. I wish I was in your shoes, but don't worry. In the next bear market, we're gonna hang out a lot. But yeah, I'm multitasking, so it's not intentional or whatever. I love to just listen, but I also like to engage when I sit in the spaces I want to give. I don't want to just take and just take and take and take. So there are spaces though that I go in and I take and take, okay? Because it's just so much. But great space as always. I do want to say something. Probably this first time everybody will hear me say this. I tend to wonder why people are so skewed one way or the other. And I did a post. And the reason I did the post is that it will be here through election, and we'll see what happens. But I don't ever bet against the money. It's just my way of looking at things. I don't care whether somebody disagrees or not, but just be careful with the way that things are skewed on X. And so that's where I'm going to leave it. But it's in my post. You kind of get where my thinking is. I'm not underestimating any of the candidates, but I also want to believe that the good of people will come out. I do believe that I have a lot of money in my family that I'm invested in this space, what I would say. I'm invested in this space. I have a stake in crypto. I want crypto to do well, and I'm sure most of you do. And for anybody that's seen what has happened to our industry in the past 3 years under this administration, I don't see anybody looking at that and saying, oh, hail this, right? That's wrong, because it was just horrible. And I don't understand. It's just maybe age, or maybe these people just don't get crypto. And we have to be the victims of that, their ignorance, right? And it's painful to watch for the past 3 years. Now, is it always what we desire that happens? No. You want to see that Gary gets fired, but is it what's going to happen? No. The same thing with the Republicans. Right now, I don't know if anybody's watching, but Patrick McHenry just went silent, right? Because he's retiring and he's probably going to join some, institution on Wall Street. But what I've been monitoring on OpenSecrets.com is I'm seeing the money going, they're literally consolidating the money between French Hill, whatever his name is, I think he's from Arkansas, and there's this other guy. I don't know who's going to win, but one of them would get into that position. And this is the most powerful committee in Congress that's going to lead. If a crypto bill is going to go through, it has to go through that. If a stablecoin bill has to go through, it has to go through that. Now, whoever is the executive at the executive branch, whether it's Trump or somebody, we'll see. But you have to play this game knowing very well that money is powerful, and that's all I have to say. PawChain, I do have a question for you, and I tagged you. I think it's 21 Pow. I don't know if you saw what I posted there, but if what I'm looking at is what you got, you should probably be branding your messaging as layer 3, because I'll be more bullish on that than hiding that, okay? And I'm just highlighting it, and there's a lot I can talk about that. But I'm sure you get my take there. I tagged you with Layer 3 Foundation, and I'm trying to understand the architecture of PawChain, because I'll be more excited to hear you elaborate more on that and make it clear that that's your pivot, because it's not talked about a lot. It's also kind of like a bearish narrative, because if you look at the layers from layer 0, layer 1, layer 2, there's a relationship. There's actually a good relationship between layer 2s and layer 3s. So I'll just leave it at that. But great space as always. I'm always multitasking, so I can't, But thank you, Zach, as always.
Appreciate you, man. And I was just busting you too. I would love to have you in here all the time and up here the whole or the whole 2 hours. But 21, go ahead. And by the way, I just found a Harris token at 17K market cap. You might get rug pulled, but
what's the ticker?
Do you really want it?
You can DM me.
All right, I'll throw it out there. But I gotta cover my bases here, guys. I have no idea what the hell this is. Okay. It ends in F325. Harris, POTUS 47, a 17K market cap. There's 12K in liquidity. I mean,
is it ETH? What chain?
It's on Ethereum. I don't know. I mean, this thing, yeah, who knows? Liquidity is locked for 6 months.
There's a Harris one.
I had to go looking after somebody brought it up, dude.
7.1 FA, 4.76 million market cap, 471K liquidity.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's up 6%. I'm gonna go 8. You know me. Let me run the contract first.
Run that contract I gave you too. Did you find that one?
No, I didn't find it.
Here, I'm gonna send it to you in chat.
Okay, cool.
I'll let 21 jump in though, because that was a really good comment there by Mutasco. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, it was absolutely great points, man, and good find on the play too. But yeah, Mutasco, we do actually we try very hard to brand ourselves as a layer 3. It actually was Certic that gave us the title as the world's first layer 3 centric blockchain. Let me see if I think I have it bookmarked. Let me see if I can put it up here in the jumbotron. So we do absolutely try to. The reason we don't come forth, or the reason we don't come through the door as the layer 3s is because it's hard to explain. It's very technical. You know what I mean? There's a lot to explain with PawChain, as I'm sure y'all have. Sometimes it gets, I don't want to say boring, but I don't want to bore the newbies. You know what I mean? And it's easier to explain that our layer 3 can actually execute a bridge swap bridge on its own without the function of an L1 or L2. Than to explain, we are an L3, so that's what we kind of like to do. Layer 3 is becoming a buzzword, So we'd rather say our layer 3 bridge swap bridge function, which gives the user an idea of what we're talking about, because layer 3, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, that's really a buzzword right now. So we try to stay away from that. We use the term bridge swap bridge, which is our layer 3, which gives us the ability to be able to do these functions in one transaction, as opposed to your traditional 3 or 4. So yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from, and we do try to mark them around being an L3, as much as we can, but we try to, which not that we don't like buzzwords, but we like to really just give an explanation of what it is, and we know it's an L3. The users hopefully know it's an L3, if not, they're learning about it, and we want them to be able to identify us by technological standard definition, as opposed to their local KOL's definition. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot of L2s out there saying L2 revolutionary, but they're still using ETH. And that's a side chain. And we didn't want to contribute to that same misinformation trend. You know what I mean? So we try to stay away from buzzwords as much as we can and explain the actual function that gives them the ability to do what they do. You know what I mean? We try to stick to the definition part as much as we possible. And which sometimes in this space, as you know as well as I do, it's a tricky one. It's a hard tightrope to walk. But great points, man. Absolutely.
It's something I want to jump in here, and good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Adding to what 21 was saying about the layer 3 blockchain, as we're evolving and growing, since our blockchain is brand new, like a first of its kind style blockchain, it's getting harder and harder to put a finger on exactly what we are. Yes, technically we're a layer 3 because we built upon top of this layer 1, layer 2 that we built, but finding out that this layer 3 can facilitate everything a layer 1, layer 2 can do just solely by itself. It's more the point to where we're becoming, an origin layer, or what I like to say, a unification layer. I find that that's getting a lot of good traction because people understand what unification means and communicating between the blockchains. But like 21 mentioned, you come with layer 3 and something so new to this space, you're hearing more about it. Like you said, a buzzword. People can, haven't heard of it before. They don't understand what exactly it does. So, the biggest challenge is to kind of break that down and say, hey, this is what we do. We unify the blockchains together to allow your liquidity to travel freely across all these different networks.
Good stuff. Mutasco, did you want to respond? On my end, it looks like you're still connecting. Or there you go. Now you're a speaker. Mutasco, do you want to respond to that? Give you a chance there if you want to. All set? Zumi, what's up? Welcome back to the stage, man.
Hey, what's up? I think maybe you called upon me 15 minutes ago, but that exact moment, I got distracted by the family. They are out now, so I'm good. I wanted to speak a little bit about Zui, but you guys moved on from the topic already. So, but I'll just mention very quickly. When you start seeing a lot of influencers speak about something, you say, there's something sketchy. But actually, Zui is proving that the utility might be coming back because they are not only doing correct marketing, but they are also delivering, and at the same time, the chart is responding to this. So it's not only like, unlocks are coming, and maybe that the people behind are just putting in some marketing so the price goes up. No, this has been going on for probably the unlocks. I think they were around a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, and the chart keeps going up. So this also provides a lot of trust and a lot of confidence for investors that, this whole narrative that, utility tokens and VC-backed stuff, they are no longer a profitable investment. Well, Sui is proving these theses wrong, and they are actually performing very well and positioning themselves to be one of the main layer ones not layer ones, but you know what I mean. So yeah, looking forward to what Sui is doing and to see them rip through all-time highs very soon.
Love it, man. Make sure you guys do go check out Azumi too, one of our sponsors. They are growing nicely, right around 500K. They've kind of been hovering right around that level for a little while. Chart looks solid. They're kind of within the Nero narrative. So definitely go give them a look. Hop in their TG and show them some love. Boppy, what's up, man? You've been waiting for a while.
Yeah, how you doing today? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I've been, listening and just sitting back and just, taking in all the points a lot of people have been making. And I feel like, to be honest, ETH, Ethereum in general, is probably like we expected to see a huge move within the next, I feel like, to be honest, from past experience, like normally how I look at things from past experience, to determine like current situation right now. So from past experience, I expected Bitcoin to be at 73,000, and right now we approaching the month of November. I'm expecting Bitcoin, because typically in the month of November, Bitcoin typically goes up about 21%. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to be about 88,000 within this period of time. And from past experience, what do we realize? Ethereum typically moves probably after Bitcoin set new all-time high. So pretty much people, after they make some profit, they probably, like some people, how they think is they probably, I done made some profits from Bitcoin. I might as well, move it over to Ethereum and make some profit, and then altcoins, go. So everything takes their time. It's not just, they all just don't go up at once. Everything, then a lot of people rotate to, other things. So from past experience, I'm expecting to see Bitcoin about 88,000 within the month of November, and and meme coins in general. I expect once Ethereum goes and sets new all-time high, but I feel like Ethereum's new all-time high it's not gonna take as long as how Bitcoin took took months. I feel Ethereum might take. I mean, I might sound crazy, but it might take a couple of days to set new all-time highs. Like a lot of people like, damn, why Ethereum going up a lot? And it might just because we already witnessed early on with the ETFs when it went up about 20% in like a couple hours. So it went up about Solana's mad cap in a couple hours, about 7 billion, just 20%, just based on the ETF news. So I feel a lot of people would. Once Ethereum begins to go on a run, a lot of people will automatically just FOMO. Like, a lot of people will like, oh, damn, Ethereum going on a run. Just like similar to the ETF announcement. And they would just, it just keep going up. And it might just take a matter of days. I think it might take about a week or like 5 days to Ethereum set new all-time high. So, yeah. And meme coins in general, I feel like, to be honest, I think somebody made a point earlier, said about like normies, a whole bunch of normies, like normies buy like what they see and what they like. I don't think that's correct. I think normies buy trends. They buy what is talked about. They don't just go on the app and just say, oh, this is, when they hear about it, they automatically just buy it. They hear, like, for example, a lot of people buy Doge because they heard about it. A lot of people buy SHIB because the prize, because, we had a whole bunch of zeros. So you have to sit back and think, a lot of people saying, SHIB is the next Doge. And what attracted a lot of normies was the prize, a whole bunch of zeros. So, yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, good stuff, man. No, I'm with you there, especially on that, those last points. I think a lot of the new people who will come in to this market still, they're going to flock to Dogecoin, SHIB, those household brands that they know and see, and then it's a trickle-down effect, Then they kind of learn about, what's this? What's WIF? What's Bonk? What's Pepe? What's, what else is going on? How do I bridge over to base? And, all these sort of things that you kind of figure out once you're deep in the weeds, somewhat into crypto. So, yeah, man, good stuff. Thanks for joining us too, bro. Let's see, what else? Anybody else had their hand up? Okay, I saw Tsunami. Interesting. First Shiba Inu on Sui. So, Tsunami, we don't do like hard shills here, but if you're interested in becoming a partner with us, we have some really affordable packages. But I definitely want to hear your take on Sui right now, and obviously you guys are building on top of that blockchain. Just what you guys have seen with Sui here.
Well, good morning, everybody. I've been listening in on this space, and of course, no hard shill. Everybody that is listening, you should follow all these people because there's a lot of alpha in this space, quote unquote alpha. and definitely stop by more often, right? So that said, yeah, bullish on SUI. I'm watching the market, and I look at these layer ones that come out, and I'm paying attention to the FUD and whatnot. And sometimes you need to buy the FUD, and I did with SUI, and I deep dived in on it, and somebody said earlier about the VCs, but you have to look at what it is, because FTX at the time was the golden touch for Solana, and FTX Ventures is also a touch on SUI, together with Coinbase and the Circle. So I just wanted to lay it out there that it does matter what's backing what. It did matter for Solana, and it will also matter for SUI. And what we're seeing with SUI Chain is that it's taking the inflow. And where does the inflow come from? Ethereum. Strangely enough, everybody thinks it's Solana, but it's actually Ethereum. If you're looking around and you're pulling up the stats, it has over 10 million transactions on a daily, basically beating every layer to it. And it's because of the scalability. And we found as a meme, Suinami, our home on Sui, to start out with, but we're definitely building because it's such a new chain. There's less competition. If you want to build there are grants for you waiting. Building with Move has really opened my eyes. And, in that way, it does have a little bit of a Solana thing because a Facebook developer made Rust for Solana. Now, Rust is the coding language for Solana. And it's a little bit difficult. It's like a little, island on its own. You have to learn a lot for it. And so that's why you don't see a lot of utility on Solana. And I think by now, Solana is like, well, screw utility. We're just, we're happy to be the Wild West here. And, that's perfectly fine too. There's a market for it, obviously. But Move is made by another ex-developer of Facebook. And it has some Rust fundamentals, but it's a lot easier. And so, if you're a builder out here, then go and check Sui out because, I think it is going to be big in the future just based on all the statistics. And to have a moonshot chart like that is very, very interesting for traders as well. And I think I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I'm thinking it's going to do with Solana. So there is that.
Yeah, it's certainly a front runner, right? To be that new sexy layer one, that everybody flocks to, like Solana. Last cycle you really had two, right? I mean, you had Solana, but you had Avalanche too, man. Avalanche did some crazy numbers. And when I was starting to kind of look at the bear market, two of my big picks were Sui and Aptos. And both of them have performed pretty well here. And I'm sure there will be some other ones too, but Sui,
it's
Aptos.
blockchain.
Yeah, go ahead.
The technology resembles Aptos, right? So technology-wise, for the blockchain, it challenges Aptos more than it does anything else. But then on other fronts, it kind of relates to Solana, and so there's this little bit. But the inflow is coming from ETH. So that tells you something, right? That is, and it's not just Sui, right? I have to mention this because I have an open mind. I'm not a chain maxi. I'm a profit maxi, and I will pivot when need to. And that's what I love about PawChain. I've known PawChain when PawChain was still a little paw. Was a meme, and they are working so very hard in this space, so flowers to them. Anyway, so be a profit maxi and pivot this way. It's not just Sui, it's number 2, inflow is base, and number 3 might be very surprising to everybody in this room who is watching and paying attention, and that's Arbitrum. And that was kind of a surprise to me because I would have never guessed. But that's where the inflow is at right now. And that has been going on for a little bit, so it's a stable trend this way.
Good stuff. Appreciate that. Larry, and then 21, go ahead.
It was amazing that Nami just mentioned, the native language on Sui. It's a bit of Rust and Golangs, and she said go, right? And it was just no pun intended, but pun intended. It's a mixture, and What Sui, the ways that Sui is better than Aptos is Aptos' node and rendering network is very, very complicated. It requires so much more processing power than Sui. And so that's why people like Sui, because in contrary to popular belief, Rust is a utility language. It was supposed to be, and it's supposed to be the future of NFTs and metaverse for quite some time, but it never happened that way, right? So, and then to give a little bit more context, Caspa's foundation, Caspa really improved Rust language and made it more interoperable for EVMs. You talked about Ethereum. There's a natural connection to EVMs right there. But what I also wanted to talk about was that you mentioned Arbitrum, and I'm not surprised Arbitrum is there, just like Cardano has stuck around for years with just a very fixed user base or fixed demographic with just the same amount of people, same amount of holders. You can look at that in the ebb and flow of their market caps, and that's based on that. They have been really prolific on ramp and off ramps for funds from outside of DeFi. So if you look at the Arbitrum's history and you look at Cardano, a little gray, but like you said, I really want to give you hats off for saying that you're not a chain maxi, but rather a profit maxi. I think that was well said, and that you're a realist. But to give a little bit more context to Sui, it's has a little bit of Rust and a little bit of Golang, and that's why it moves, and that's why it's Sui, right? So no pun intended, but I thought that was cool, and I couldn't help myself because I'm a pun kind of guy. But Sui, as far as layer ones, like you said, Zach, the shiny new layer one, it's a little bit more shiny because it's simpler than the other two comparative chains. Aptos to develop on, very expensive because the amount of complication. They tried to design a chain that could be eventually, layer and not just layer or chain agnostic, but also to be, network agnostic, which is even a much larger, a much more challenging proposition, and that's why they had so much processing power requirements for their node integration. So, but I think that's why a lot of, both Aptos and Arbitrum's communities probably cross-pollinated into Sui, because if you look at the demographic on Sui, about 60% are from Aptos and Arbitrum, and that's no cap. That's 100%. So people get tired of waiting, right? So I just wanted to add that in for historical context.
You want to hear something funny? There's actually also a lot of Cardano on Sui right now. There's massive inflow from there too, community-wise. Yeah, definitely.
I was going to say that, but I have friends from Cardano. Me and Pate have friends from Cardano community. So I didn't want to say that, but yeah. I kind of mentioned Cardano in that dialogue beforehand for that reason. But we have like EL, we have like TravLab that are friends from Cardano community or Caspa community, not TravLab, but EL. But I love the fact that you speak facts, though, because you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, there are a lot of Cardano maxis that are Sui maxis now, and that's why you saw Sui down, 6% and back up 13% in the last 2 days or so. A big boost from people 16. That are tired of waiting.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, 16.
And it looks amazing. Like, chart-wise, it looks like it's going to pump in the next 2-3 hours again, probably up to that resistance, right? Bitcoin was the same, yeah.
I mean, it's almost like a parallel chart. And I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, related but unrelated, I may or may not have known a whale that dumped like 30 ETH into PawChain, and it spiked. It was a god candle, and then it got bought down. It got shredded. And I probably knew the individual, but it got mugged. So if you want to see that there are mega buys still happening at the retail level, they are, and that was on chain. So just putting that out there, food for thought.
Go ahead, 21.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't. So every time I speak, I lose. I wasn't sure if I lost audio or not, man. I had to double check. But yeah, absolutely great points, man. I think Larry hit the nail on the head too. That was crazy yesterday. But yeah, I wanted to give Suey the flowers as well for saying the profit maxi. That was a really great point, and the language points. I love that. I love that a lot. Languages, we don't talk about this enough with PawChain, but we didn't just go with one language. We actually created our own called Paw JS. JS, and it's a little bit of Golang, Rust, Java. It's got a mixture of a bunch of different languages in there, and the reason being is that's what gives us a little bit of our interoperability. You know, being able to build out and communicate with Solidity contracts, things like that. We talked earlier about a layer 3, and the reason our layer 3 is kind of special is because we remove the middle nodes, so our smart contracts are interacting with smart contracts across this bridge. You know what I mean? So that's the programming and the language, being able to speak, I'm gonna call it being bilingual, bilingual on a blockchain. Being able to do that is absolutely imperative, and I think it's a very innovative feature. We don't mention it enough, but I really think it's a great technical feature. And the diversity of chains, I couldn't be more in agreement with you and bullish on that. And we completely feel the same. That's why we allow you to pick and choose the percentage of how you want to divide your LP up. If you're eating better, if your project is eating a little better on base than it is on poly or ARB, cool. Do 75%, 25%. You can actually just kind of deviate it up and customize it as long as you go. To kind of provide your, I mean, you know, like you said, it's about profits. We want you to make money, so put it where you want to. It's not about just having it on us. We give you the ability to be able to move your funds, you know, in that moment, to be able to suffice the needs of your community and your project. You know, I think it's a very bullish point. I just wanted to give you flowers on that as well.
Go ahead, Ami. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to reiterate again that it's not about that you may have a preference of a chain, and it's not about that there's not lovely and warm people and communities on these chains. It's just you have to watch out not to be in a bubble, and because you're just missing out on chances, right? And it's just important to stay out there and keep communicating and go to spaces where they're talking about other chains and be critical of each other. And then, it's not like there is no volume coming in, but yeah, it's definitely going to be favored by one or the other. And so you just got to be on the wire for these things, and it makes you a better trader and it makes you a better builder. So yeah, let's go. Thank you so very much for being on this space. I'm just, I'm liking it. Thank you.
Mar, go ahead, bro.
Oh, sorry, I had my mic on. I did not realize that I had my mic on. But yeah, great conversation. I wouldn't invest in Sui with a 10-foot paw. I think they got like 90% VCs in there. I do like their ecosystem. I'll go in there, do some trades. I think Tau, for me, is just a much better investment long term. And that just for me, it goes against the narrative. Even Solana. That's why I dumped Solana at $150. I just don't like heavy VCs into projects. I don't trust them. I think they're a fucking virus in this ecosystem. That's why I don't invest in stocks. But Sui is a great chain. It's a great chain. No doubt about it. I think it's going to be a great ecosystem. But as a long term, I trade it. I got in at under $2 the other day and did a small trade. But on the long term, I just don't trust those VCs.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I mean, Solana similarly, right? I mean, but now look, it's went from VC coin to crazy retail meme coin, chain. So, I mean, I think you can make that transition. I mean, Sui's got meme coins. It'll be interesting to kind of watch that play out. I guess that's kind of an interesting point. I mean, can you have both? Can you have a heavy VC-backed project, but also have like a retail community? It seems like Solana has figured it out.
Well, I mean, yeah, because look what, when they retraced back to $8-9. But, with all the fun. I mean, again, like Sui is a great ecosystem. I mean, it's top notch, but the actual coin itself, like me holding it long term, just too much VCs in it. Just like look, there was a project I was following, Venom. It's another one that's just it wasn't able to hold or hasn't been able to hold like Sui has done, but just full of VCs, and I'd rather for team members to hold a big amount compared to VCs. I think they're more passionate, unless they all start fighting with each other. But yeah, it could go both ways. I just not into it, and now I would have gotten into stocks, but that's why there's a lot of blockchains out there that don't have VCs, and I'm willing. It's a high risk, guys, because when there is VC invested into a chain, there is less risk of your investment, but less. It just doesn't work for me, and less up, to make more money, more profit. But it is a higher risk when there's no VCs. But then again, sometimes there's the tech there. Look at Caspa. That's a perfect example, if anyone got in early into Caspa, but, it was a high risk, and that's why a lot of people didn't get early. But
I actually mind Caspa.
Real quick. When there is VC, I've had friends that they go in on huge long-term hold with VCs in them. They're going with hundreds of thousands of dollars, rather than, with no VCs. Again, everyone has their ways. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but I just tend to stay away from VC holding. Even when I bought Solana at $9, I said my goal is $100, $150. Get out. It doesn't help me sleep. And I could be wrong, and I am wrong because there's people that like VCs and they do better at it. I just don't. I don't. It's not for me.
Well, we can only respect that, right? It's just that history shows that backing is important, and it's not just a VC like a team member, right? They are directly involved in helping the technology forward. That's why they were investing in the first place. And Solana had FTX, and at the time it had that golden touch, and everything it did back went just simply because their name was behind it. And so that's, maybe you do it on principle, and other people are more about, okay, well, if Coinbase is backing this, or FTX Ventures is backing this, then I'm more likely to be on board. So there's just a personal preference, I think. Yeah.
Something that I want to speak on, talking about the VCs and why they get in the chains, and why eventually they'll come into chains, is, guys, money brings networking and connections. These millionaires, these people who are titans, have a bunch of money. You know what also they have? A ton of connections. They bring networking power to hook you up with their fellow millionaires, with their fellow billionaires. And that's kind of how that goes. And it can get that project, off the ground, to get started, to build momentum, to build a strong base, similar to what Solana did, that retail kind of take over to kind of keep it going, because, it's an easy platform to trade on. It's, the number one meme coin chain currently because it's easy to use. But also, then you have to worry about what Mar's talking about, is you have to bow to these VCs. And if you're a tech company that's trying to do something different, they may not always have your best interest at heart. In the end, it's about their bottom line. What can they do to maximize their profits? But I think in the end, it is kind of necessary to talk to some of these people at some point in time, just because of the networking power that they bring to your platform.
Good conversation. Hey, real quick, I want to go down to Aziz here. He's got his hand up. Real quick, we were talking about Cardano earlier. I was just pulling up a tweet. So, there was news that the founder of Cardano, Charles, reversed his stance on Bitcoin. announcing Cardano L1 is pivoting to become a Bitcoin L2. But there's some more context to this. Cardano, it says here, is not pivoting to be an L2. They're still going to operate as a layer 1, maintaining its own consensus and separate validator set. The confusion is likely due to a recently announced two-way bridge with Bitcoin. So that's at least according to, what do you call these damn things? Notes or whatever. Those things that like readers' notes or whatever on X. So I know we were talking about that earlier. I just saw it pop up on the feed. Aziz, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Aziz. I can't hear him. Can you guys hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Aziz, if you're talking, man, we can't hear you. If you want to drop down, come right back up, bro. If you're speaking. Let's see if he'll drop down, come back up. Aziz, you still there?
I can't hear him.
Huh? Can you hear him?
No, I need to take a lap.
Yeah, bro. Just drop down, come right back up, Aziz.
Like Zach, I do want to say one thing. Like for instance, PawChain, they state that they have no VCs. I really don't care if during the process of them already getting released, getting a VC, because I am in projects that they've gotten some venture capital, and I've been all off for it. Fuck it, because they're building a stronger network. And there's contracts, of course, when the VC could sell or how long they have to hold for. That's awesome. The one thing and if I could retrace back real quick, and you can understand, it's what I hate. It's when a coin releases only with VCs. That's not crypto for me, That's mostly like a stock, are getting launched.
Always a price drug.
Just like Venom basically did when they released the coin, pure VCs. That's my main argument with these coins that don't give an opportunity to the regular investor to get in early, and it's just launched with VCs.
Aziz, you back with us? Go ahead, bro. Jesus Christ. Aziz.
Are you there?
I'm here with you, guys.
Huh?
I'm here with you, guys. I'm here with you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
What's up, man?
I'm good.
What do you got?
What do you say?
He's engagement farming.
I don't know what's going on, bro.
I'm here with you. I can hear you clearly now.
He's here.
So what do you got, Aziz? What project should we G? Needs to bring some energy back.
Over and out.
What am I selling today?
As you can see my profile, I'm a meme coin video creator.
Okay.
So I create all kind of memes, memes video, GIF, Bible, and the likes.
Okay.
So does my AI.
So you can check my profile for more information.
All right,
bro. Sounds good, man.
Do you want to talk about crypto at all?
What is it?
Do you like crypto?
Yes.
What kind of plays are you in?
Good stuff.
I'm here. I can hear
some boner pills.
Do you own Bitcoin?
I'm actually getting DMs from this guy. It's just crazy.
Don't click on any links.
Okay, I inbox you now. Check your DM. Check your DM.
No.
All right, man. We're going to drop you down here. I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but...
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Can I do a quick shameless plug?
Of course.
We just submitted our form to get listed on CoinGecko. Maybe can I pin that in the Jumbotron so that people in the audience can help us engage with that tweet so that CoinGecko notices us?
100%, bro.
Thanks. And yeah, for those guys in the audience, if you want to see Izumi listed on CoinGecko, we're doing the hard way, we're not paying for the fast track or stuff like that. So if we can get any engagement in that post, we would really appreciate it, guys.
Let's do it. Hey, guys, everybody go up there, show that post some love. Let's get them listed there. Let's all do our part. 100%, Izumi, we got you. Let me know when it's up there, and we'll smash it. Yeah, I just came across an interesting tweet. Top performing crypto sectors year to date. What do you think number one is?
Meme coin.
Oh my gosh. You got it. Meme coins.
Of course I got it. That's where all the fucking money is.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. You know what though? There are some other ones that are doing well. It's kind of some shocking data here actually. So memes, top performing sectors. I'm not sure exactly how they did this, but it says plus 219% for memes. AI plus 217%. AI has had some crazy surges. BRC20, 217. That's kind of wild. RWA, 134%. DPIN, 73%. Worst performing sectors. Anybody have any thoughts?
The metaverse.
The metaverse is... Yep, metaverse is on the list. It's number 3, negative 30%. Anybody else have another one?
Move to earn.
Move to earn. I guess is kind of, maybe it falls under SocialFi. SocialFi is down negative 57%. Then you've got ZK rollups, negative 36%. Governance tokens, Bone, down 25%. And L2s, Polygon, Matic, down negative 16%. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, all Ethereum has to do is just lower the gas fees and they'll take over. I mean, it's hard enough to get...
way worse without Base doing fairly decent.
That's true, dude.
Well, Base they're smart, though. They use wrapped Ethereum.
Fair,
so
yeah.
They're smart. They're taking from the big boys. Do you know what I mean? And it's easy. They make it so easy to go onto their blockchain. I mean, that Coinbase app is so perfect for the United States. Whoever's in here, it's just easy, and it's going to onboard people. It's easy. And, MetaMask is difficult. Things just have to be simple for people to use, and it's hard enough to get people to swap on Uniswap. And then you want them to go over to a layer 2 and then a layer 3. It's like talking a fucking foreign language to, the majority of people. That's why I think ETFs have a great play in the market. If you're older and you don't know anything about crypto, you can still invest in it and make some money, let someone else deal with it. So everything has its place. It's just teaching them how to use a layer 2 or how to use a layer 3. It's very, very, very difficult. And that's why we don't see huge volumes over there. Even Base should be way better than it is right now. But the majority of people just buying Ethereum, and they're going to just sit there and go, okay, now what do I do? And then they learn about projects, and then they learn about L2s, and then L3. So it takes everyone's part to really talk. Yeah.
The reason
look at Casper, they don't even have a good swap. Come on, Mark. Casper. I have a fucking swap.
Don't start with my love and hate relationship. But the reason I invest in Ethereum is because of the high gas fees. To keep away people like paid OX, like the cheap people away,
That does, Mar, I want to speak on that too. There is something good about high gas fees.
Yeah.
Because people like me will think twice about cheating. I mean, I'll still do it, but you're going to look at that and go, holy shit, $30 for gas fee. So it does keep projects alive a little bit, but they're going to have to lower it a little bit. It's just not dirt cheap. They got to compete with Solana. You know what I mean? Or Solana's going to take over. But there's definitely something with higher gas fees.
Like, I love it when the gas fees are like $200 and I'm sitting there on a great return and Jeets can't sell and my shit just keeps pumping because of the gas.
Right, your token's worth $30 and gas fees $200. That's always good.
So, you know,
quit eating my bag. I got to work too hard.
ETH is still up there because a lot of people don't know that ETH is deflationary. But it only does so in a bull run, right? So, you know, stick with that. That the inflow doesn't lie either, that it's in base. And I think that L2s and L3s have a boarding function, just like, you know, Tsunami is a meme on Sui, and I have a boarding function because there are 10 established memes on Sui that are just out there with communities, right? Not just, there's a lot of being launched and rugged within the same day, of course, because of there's move bump. But you have a boarding function, so you have some explaining to do. If I'm even a meme token on Sui, I must be able to explain the layer 1 to the people. And I think there's a little bit, you want to educate people on it too. And that's just something that you miss sometimes. Especially because I don't see Coinbase doing anything for Base in this way, which it is their baby and it should. And, you know, I'm a little disappointed with Binance and BNB in this way too. They're not doing enough for the tokens there, and they're not doing enough on education and boarding. That's just my opinion.
Well, when you get the Coinbase wallet, right, they now default to Base, which is good. But, you know, when you look at things like Venmo, stuff, you know, well, I'm talking just the average person, right? They're onboarding you to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So where am I going to put my money? I'm going to put it to the top place because that's what people are going to buy until they learn different. And it takes a certain person to take that extra step to learn more about crypto. Some people will just buy it and go back to work. So I'm putting my money in the top place, 100%. I'm a DJ, but I know all this stuff. The average person doesn't. But with Coinbase, they're doing it right by using wrapped Ethereum. So even if the market crashes, you know, things that will survive, I think Base will survive 100%. They didn't create their own token, which was smart. And they're using something that's already got a huge market cap and liquidity. So kudos to them. I like their wallet.
It has the second best inflow. You know, it's the second best under Sui. So I'm not surprised at all because of that. I'm just disappointed by Coinbase for not helping their top tokens on Base out a little bit more. I mean, seriously, you know, start talking about listing some of these things. And because there's whole projects out there that are working really, really hard, and they don't connect well with this. So even though it's easy in the wallet and everything, that's all nice, but right, they got to give out some recognition and some flowers too. That's just my opinion.
I disagree at the business point of view, maybe because they know some stuff with regulations and stuff. You know, I've had talks with Brian Armstrong and stuff before. I can't really say what we talked about, but there is regulations and stuff involved, and they can't be out there if they promote one, then why not promote all of them? I think they're just doing what they're doing, and I think they're doing it correctly. What they need to do is just make things easier, in which they're doing with the wallet. That's how they onboard. Let the projects, you know, the way they promote and get big. It's kind of like, it's almost like insider trading if they put too much to one project and not enough to the little guy and like this. So for them to stay out of it, I'm cool with it, honestly. Let that community dictate.
One word, right? One word, Brett. That's all I'm going to say.
Hell yeah. List Brett. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that's also why Vitalik tends to avoid tweeting about certain sector of the space?
100%.
Be considered, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost insider trading, honestly. So I would say he doesn't need the money. He doesn't. I mean, look at what he sent. He sent all that shit to to the dead wall and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't give a fuck, honestly. And if you send him a bunch of shit that goes big, he's just gonna send it to a dead wall. He doesn't need any of that. I think they're playing it smart, the legality of it all. So as a business owner and that kind of stuff, I understand the fine line. There is a fine line. Like you want to ruin your shit over one freaking meme coin or something, but let the community dictate where it goes. Do you know what I mean? Like Brett doesn't need them. They're good on their own. You know what I mean?
What's amazing to me, like in the Brett scenario or whatever, though, like they list Bonk but not Pepe, they list Bonk but not Brett. Like, it does just seem kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't you list Brett, which is basically the mascot of your blockchain? Why would you list Bonk? Like,
because in that way they can have one other DeFi wallet and one other centralized wallet that's popular that they have for people to buy.
I'll tell you why. They want to buy more before they list it.
Maybe.
That's why. Well,
Maybe.
They probably want to own the majority of the bag before they list it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
Well, the whole
100%.
Caspa thing then comes up too, like, right? Like Binance and Coinbase, they haven't listed Caspa because they got to buy it on the open market, just like any average Joe has to do.
They're probably buying it today. It's down 18%. They're probably filling their bags, and then once the time is right, they're going.
What do you think? Caspa blew up to fucking $2 billion. They bought that shit way earlier. They're just holding it there.
You think?
It should not be at the market cap it's at without a good swap. Come on. I mean, these fucking don't get me going on Caspa, Mar. I'm sorry, but you can afford that. You can be that kind of billion market cap, that kind of stuff, and you can't have a good swap. I know a guy for $50 can make a swap.
Yeah. I mean, the decentralized exchange at DEX is what they needed, man, before these smart contracts dropped. They should have even released smart contracts because the dude basically said it here. We were not ready for it. The whole ecosystem was not ready for minting smart contracts because it crashes. The fees go really high. So what the fuck? I guess they were trying to time the bull market. They know that it was going to be hot during these upcoming, winter. So they're like, fuck it, let's get, he even said it. They're not even really smart contracts, which they're not. They're just like Bitcoin, They're not the true smart contracts, That's going to be in 2025.
I mean, at the end of the day, Mark, these exchanges, it's a business, and they got to make the best investment choices. So if they're not listing something right away, that's probably because they don't own enough, and they're not going to make a lot of money off of it. They probably want to fill their bags, be able to leverage it, all that kind of stuff before they really go gung-ho. Do you know what I mean? Think about it. They could be behind the eight ball in some of these plays that we think they should list, but they didn't catch on until after. They're waiting for it to go down by more, and then they'll list that kind of stuff.
Zach, it's a business. They did exactly what Bitcoin did with smart contracts. Okay, they know that the miners and Casper knew that the blockchain wasn't going to be able to handle it, so the fees were going to go fucking crazy up, the gas fees, and the miners themselves, which probably built Casper, are getting paid big time. And it's just funny how they're like, this is a 100% decentralized blockchain, but the only way you could buy and sell your tokens are in an exchange or using a bot on Telegram. It's already confusing enough to tell somebody, download a Casper wallet and mint, and now you got to tell them to sell using a bot on Telegram. That's confusing as hell.
I'm so bearish. Sorry. I'm so bearish. If you got to use a bot on Telegram to sell crypto on this blockchain, fuck that. I mean, come on. Not everyone uses Telegram. Do you know what I mean? And like, you're going to base your whole blockchain off of a bot on Telegram? Yeah, you got to.
I don't trust any bot on Telegram with my wallet, at least not having a big amount of money in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, no. You can trade. I've used them before, but you always move. Once you take profits, you move it right out of there. You never leave it on there, because I was in a project that did that,